What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the other side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk the latest and greatest cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And Chris Abacon.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? So, welcome to the Friday episode. So, really no cyber here. Monday and Tuesday are topics. Wednesday, discussion. Thursdays, Ask a CISSP. And then Fridays, everything else. We talk about movies, books, games, all that cool stuff. But without further ado, I give it to Shannon.
So my week was okay. Nothing really to write home about. Started a new show, and Ryan, I kind of put you onto this because I know it seemed like your genre, but it was called Paradise,
Perfect.
right? Sterling K. Brown, and it's. I don't want to say it's necessarily futuristic, but it's something that's like, okay, they're eventually going to get to the reasoning behind all this because they haven't gotten to it yet, but it's an interesting premise. And I got to be honest with you. So like, I hit you up after I saw the first episode, right? I was like, hey man, this seems right up your alley. Chris, give it a shot if you like future. I don't want to say futuristic, but things that can happen in the future, like if it can turn dystopic.
Yeah.
Right.
Dystopia.
Like, yeah.
I like those sci-fi, future dystopia. I think there's a lot of cool things to it.
It's not necessarily sci-fi. I don't want to call it sci-fi.
Okay.
Right? Like it's one of those things where like stuff can
I would say sci-fi.
go to hell in a. You think it's sci-fi?
I would say only because of. So I don't know what I can
Where's
give away.
Where's the fiction in what is happening? That like all the technologies are technologies that you can come across in this day and age, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of something that happens that forces it to be implemented in a different way, right?
Time travel is a science fiction-ish, or alternate realities.
Yeah, this is supposed to be contemporary. It's supposed to be happening like right now. Or
yes.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't think it's feasible. I don't think it can be done. So that's what makes it science fiction.
Well, we don't like, so it has 5 episodes that are listed. It's Hulu, right? Was it Hulu? Yeah.
Yes, Hulu.
It has 5 episodes listed. Only 3 of them are viewable right now, right? The other 2 show up, but it's like coming soon type thing. But it looks like it's a limited series to where you still have not learned the reason. They give you an idea, right? They give you an idea of something that you see like for a quick second that you're like, okay, I think it was this, but you don't know for sure. But like, and the thing is, in the very beginning, it seemed kind of weird because when Sterling K. Brown is running, in the beginning, like he runs to his job to where I'm like, is that normal? Like, is that normally the case? Like I knew something was different.
Right. Do Secret Service live that close?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I knew something was different. I don't think so. I don't think so. He should have arrived, somewhere else. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's an interesting show. The first episode I think was the best. And then when it gets into 2 and 3, they're doing more of the building to get to something, and I'm like, this is where you lose me. You know what I mean? Like, this is where I get lost. But like, they do a good job at the end of the episodes of keeping you drawn in, right? Especially the end of the 3rd one. I'm like, yeah, I kind of saw that. I don't know how many you watched. How many episodes did you watch?
Yeah, I'm up to 3.
Okay,
because she gives them the message from the
yes,
at the most inopportune time. Like, let's
do this. But yeah, I was like, okay, I could see that though. But yeah, Paradise is the name of it. It's an interesting watch if you get a chance. What else did we watch? Still watching Modern Family. I'm almost at the end of that series. It did lose some luster, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm 11 seasons in at this point, right? Like I
can't go back.
Yeah, I can't go back. I gotta finish it out. I've tried a couple times. I never did. I gotta see it through this time. I rewatched because we were talking about it at work. I don't know if you guys ever watched the series Newsroom. I don't know if I brought this up last week or not.
You did, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But I went through that. It was only 3 seasons, but I was like, oh yeah, that really was a good show. It's one of those things where there's some stuff about it that kind of annoys me, right? But I'm like, I could deal with it. But it's Aaron Sorkin, right? So The West Wing, was it Sports Radio Tonight or so? There's a couple other shows he did. But if you're an Aaron Sorkin fan, I think you'll like that one. I like Jeff Daniels, like because he was actually a serious actor before he did Dumb and Dumber, right? So Dumb and Dumber, though, I'm like, this dude's hilarious, you know what I mean? But his timing is just on point. He's a good actor, so I try to catch him in everything that he's in. But what else did I do? That's kind of it. I didn't really do too much else. Like I said, watching. Oh no, I can't say that. So we caught up on Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary is a good series we like to watch. I can see that it's kind of down in the humor from where it was when it started, right? I think it's one of those things where these shows, when it comes to this network TV, you can only go so far before it's like, all right, I've seen that, you've done that. You can only change it up so many ways. You know what I mean? But yeah, watch that. My wife had a little bit more time this week, so we watched some shows together. Watched that. Watched Ghost. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Ghost. It's another one that we watched.
It's just commercials, yeah.
Yeah, it's
to do with the arrow in his neck.
yeah. It's apparently it's based off a UK show, which a lot of our TV shows are now, right? Like High Potential is French, right? It was a French show it's based off of. That's another one that I'm like, oh, okay. I keep falling asleep. I gotta tell my wife we gotta watch them a little bit earlier, like because they're not keeping my attention like they used to. But that's pretty much it for me. Watching stuff with the wife whenever we can. We try to watch stuff together. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, so for me, it's been, February, or rather January, actually, after work, we've been actually going to the gym like pretty much all the time. So I started doing a lot of yoga as well. And so the thing is, I actually had to stop running a little bit due to injury. So, and then I got some tightness in my hip, and I'm like, it wasn't going away after a week.
Turn 30.
Right? Yeah, so what I had to do, obviously, to keep in shape is, start just lifting and focusing more on that. So this is actually the first time in a long time where I've actually focused my fitness on, making sure that I'm eating the right calories. I'm making sure that I'm lifting the compound lifts. And I'm just trying to get stronger again because I for the latter part of my military career, I was primarily a runner. Like Ryan knew, like I came back from deployment skinny as hell. Right,
running down Bayshore,
right, and I enjoyed running, but I think it's time based on kind of like my age. Like once you're 30s and 40s, your muscle mass, it's harder to keep that muscle, right? And I think I saw this thing on the social media, one of those things. It's like, hey, people with more leg muscles, right? They tend to live longer because they can. When they're older, they can walk upstairs. They can do that. So I've been working a lot on making sure that doing all the compound lifts, squats, doing a little bit of light deadlifts because I'm not going crazy on that yet. But doing bench press with dumbbells because I prefer dumbbell bench press. Right? I think it's just better on my shoulders because I actually got hurt. My right shoulder got hurt actually, which is back like in 2016 or 16, I think. And that's actually when I started running. So I need to be really careful with that. But yeah, fitness journey changed up. Now I'm more of a lifter, right? With a little bit of cardio, Stairmaster or whatever might be, low impact, right? Just to kind of nurse my hip injury that I have. So it's kind of bummer, but it is what it is, right? You always adapt, overcome. So, but on that end as well, trying to, I want to start playing like pickleball more. I want to do all those like community type games, whatever.
Is that an American thing? Just
pickleball is an American thing. In Europe, They have paddle, right? It's basically it's a little bit different, but paddle, I think paddle is in it's actually in a enclosed space, like almost like racquetball. I think that's paddle, or am I thinking that wrong? One of those sports, right? Anyway, I want to get into also speaking of sports, I got an email from PGA Hope. Right, it's a veterans golf course. Veterans can get a free golf lesson. So I'm thinking about signing up for a PGA Hope this year as well. So that should be fun because I need to get my golf game up. My golf is pathetic, and Ryan see me at Top Golf. It's bad. I slice it every time.
I too need to get my golf game up. So
yeah, but it's available to veterans for those that don't know who are listening. It's called PGA Hope, right? So if you sign up, you can get into an email distribution list based on your state or where you're at, and then you'll be getting emails on class availability and stuff. They have stuff for here in Tampa. They got stuff at McDill and other golf courses nearby. So it should be it's a pretty cool feature. And then on the entertainment side, Severance has been out for the past 3 weeks, right? So I've been catching up to Severance every Friday. It's just been a blast. I love how they've just. It's a big mystery box show, which I enjoy, right? But they keep building that mystery, and they're exploring some of the characters' personalities on the other side. If you have watched the show, right? So it's been a blast, I think, and it should be I can't wait. I am looking forward to every Friday, and it's been a while since I've said that about a show, but it's dang good. It's darn good. Apple TV is underrated. There's some good stuff on there I need to watch, like Slow Horses, There's a lot of good stuff on there.
And see, I feel differently. Like I watched the trailers for some of the stuff they have on Apple TV, and it just seems like all these big actors, it's their I don't want to say their pipe
Passion
dreams,
project.
but their passion
Yeah,
projects.
passion
Yeah, that's the way to say it.
Yeah.
It seems like they give them the green light to do all their passion projects, and some of the stuff I see, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I think it's a lot of it. It's that more deliberate type show, right? That might not be more for casual watchers, right? A lot less, But I
called you a
think
filthy casual, Shannon.
but I'm just saying, right? Like there's different types of tastes out there, and I think Apple TV tends to focus on what kind of like HBO used to be, right? HBO used to be just like quality, 100%.
Not the HBO I watched when I was a kid.
That's so funny.
I want to say this. So because I have a heart, my feelings are hurt, Ryan. So despite what you may think about me, because I do have a heart, my feelings are hurt.
Called you a filthy casual. He was like, you, because I tried to put you onto the Mahershala Ali one. I was like, oh man, that was so good. Sci-fi. It's got, it's two Mahershala Alis. You would hate it. You would hate it. And then there's the other one with, man, he has a few of them. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks does a couple movies, right? Like he has he loves history. So he has that one I've not watched yet with the sub one. I think that's probably going to be really good because he just does a really good job of dramatizing historical, facts and stories and things of that nature. So but he has the one with the robot. I'm just like, nah, that wouldn't be for Shannon. You would not like
what's the sub one though? So like it's kind of weird, right? Like I wasn't a sailor, Chris, but like when it comes to like naval movies and things of like that nature, like that interests me. I don't know why. Like
it's cool. It's hella cool. Yeah,
it's called Greyhound. It came out in 2020. I think you would really like it. Like I've only seen bits and pieces of it, but one day because I just never have time to sit down there and really get gripped by those type of movies. Sometimes.
Did you like The Last Ship, Shannon?
I haven't seen it. That's a
TV Last Ship is hilarious.
Yeah,
it's like it's just like it's really funny because like the captain's out, like it's like Star Trek, right? But like think about in the sense where everything's officer centric. Like in the show, you got the captain of the ship, like the CO 05 with the Master Chief, freaking exploring with their guns, and it's just really funny, right?
Is that the
never how it'd be in real life?
Is that the one with Andre Brower? The captain.
It's with it's Eric Dane. He was in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who else was in that show? Eric Dane.
That's the one with launch codes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
With that one.
Yeah. So they're the only. Basically, a pandemic kills off the population, but they're on a ship, so they're like going. Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. It's kind of cool. Who else was in this show? Jocko Sims. I'm not sure if you know Jocko Sims and Adam Baldwin, Charles Parnell. So yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, that's not the one I'm thinking about. The one I'm thinking about has Andre Brower. I thought was the captain.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy who was the captain in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Black guy, just recently passed away.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
What else was he in?
It was a different one where I thought he was like a naval captain or something like that. I could be misremembering that whole thing.
But I think there's a few that you like on there. Like I really like again, like I really like the Denzel Macbeth one they had. I was like, this is the best rendition of Macbeth I've ever seen. And I used to, like when I was in high school, I did not like Macbeth. I was like, I don't know what they're talking about, and I don't care. But whenever I see it as a play or on TV, I get context right. I can't decipher the old English, but visually,
Last Resort, Shannon. Last Resort.
Last Resort's the one I'm thinking about. So not
the one where he's in a ballistic submarine.
Yeah.
It's only lasted one season, but Andre Brower is the captain.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm the captain now. But did I detract you off of all the stuff you watched?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah. So pretty much just Severance. I love that show. It's the way to go. Go watch it.
Yeah, so I'm caught up now. So I am watching it, and I do like how they're slowly revealing like what is going on, right? To a certain extent. And I'm just a fan of dark humor. So it's just always hilarious to me. And what reminded me of Severance was I started watching your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the cartoon on Disney Plus. So I don't know if you've seen that yet. It has 2 episodes. It premiered with 2 episodes. It's basically it's Spider-Man, but alternate universe. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. I think people are going to be, because everybody's in uproar whenever you change the race of characters, things of that nature. But the Osborns are black. So like finally the waves match the character type, right? But the the premise is a little bit different, right? So he is Peter Parker. There is no Mary Jane, or she may be there or whatever, but it's just different, right? He has a young Aunt May, like in the movies, but he's not the same Peter Parker. It's not the same universe. Like they know of the Avengers, but not, they have different Avengers, right? And then not giving anything away, but basically Doctor Strange opens a portal to their universe. He's fighting a variant of Venom, and that's how he gets his powers. And then it's not a long, like, let's take 5-6 episodes to explain how he gets his powers. It's like literally you see the event, and then they time skip. He wakes up and he's sitting on his ceiling to get ready for school. He's already got his powers. He's already doing Spider-Man stuff. And then he gets a scholarship to work with Osborn. And the Dr. Connors is different, right? It's a female this time, but she's also missing the one arm. So there's some variations, right? One of his intern mates is from Wakanda. So like there's stuff like that, right? Like they've kind of blended the universe a little bit more than we've seen in the past. So I like it. At 2 episodes in, the end of the second episode has a pretty cool cliffhanger to let you know, like, we're not going to take too long to get you to him being full-fledged Spider-Man.
This is live action or animated?
It's just a cartoon.
Okay, animated. Okay.
Yeah, it's animated. It's kind of like comic booky, like the way that they do it, right? So it's close to Miles Morales, but not CG. Mostly hand drawn. So I think it's worth a try. And like I said, they get there fairly fast. So you're like, okay, I like how quickly you're setting this up. But it's only 2 episodes. I don't know what day debuts on, though. I can never figure those out on Disney. Like, they don't really say, like, next episode is on this day. Like, your Hulus and your Netflix will let you know. Like, Disney is just like if you're a true Disney fan, you know. Like, I don't know.
I just
maybe it's Wednesday.
I go to IMDb. IMDb has it.
That's it.
Yeah, but so like it premiered with 2 episodes, and it gets you exactly where you need to be. Like I think they do like pretty much like where you would have a mid-season break in 2 episodes. That's how quickly they're moving.
See, I don't want that though. I don't like those mid-season breaks because
no, I'm not saying they have a mid-season. You know how like usually like the story would go and like you would get like the cliffhanger in the mid-season. They already did that in episode 2. You're just like, oh, okay. So I kind of can figure out where it's going, but they have hit me with some twists and turns already. So I'm like, okay, I like it. Obviously, it's not gory or whatever, but he did hit a dude in the head with a brick, and that guy had to be dead. There's no way. And then aside from that, so I picked back up. Oh man, what's that show called? I picked back up Severance, but I also picked back up. House of the Dragon. So I'm watching House of the Dragon with my wife. We're about midway through season 1. I watched all of season 1, but it is good to get the recap so we go into season 2. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons dude, but for whatever reason, R.R. Martin or whatever his name is, he appeals to me because I like Game of Thrones up until season 8, like everybody else. And House of Dragon doesn't seem to be falling into that same trap. Like it's moving very fast and it's very good. So I'm really enjoying it.
Is it based off his material? Is George R.R. Martin for that too? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're also working on a couple prequels that are coming out.
Well, that's a prequel, isn't it?
Yes,
that's a prequel. It is a prequel.
Yeah, they're working on some more.
George R. R. Martin will never finish Game of Thrones anyway, so it's going to be prequels, or unless he lets somebody else finish it for him.
He's not young. He's not young though. That's the thing. He's not a young guy, and he's not healthy. It doesn't look.
He probably is done. Every time we have
he's done, man. He's been retired. Like he's
probably done. He probably wrote it, and then every time we hate where the shows go, he was like, "Oh, gotta edit." So it's perfect, right? Like, because someone fed them that nonsense after season 8. And it was trash. Like who came up with this? Who allowed this to happen? And then I'm also watching the Castlevania, so the animated series on Netflix. It started back up, so I'm going through that one pretty slowly. Really enjoying it. It's not as good as the first one, but it's starting to pick up. So it's a little bit slower drag. You know how I had that slow middle? That feels like that's the beginning of this season. Season 2.
This one has a different name to it, though, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like Nocturno or something.
Yeah,
like that. Nocturne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it starts off slow. So I know that's good or bad, right? Because as long as they get to the action, like the first season of Castlevania, then I'll be cool with it. But yeah, so far so good. And then just playing Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and getting ready for hopefully a good Captain America movie. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to watch it the first week it comes out because everybody's sick.
You got to watch the reviews. You got to make sure it's
I'm going to wait.
Yeah,
I'm going to see how people feel about it before I go.
I think people are going to hate right off the bat. Honestly, right? So
yeah,
we knew he was the new Captain America, but it's going to rub some people the wrong way. Same thing you said about the Osborns. It's going to be that camp out there. Yeah.
I mean, I hope they get that Winter Soldier vibe. I want that like drama action.
It's so good. It makes them want.
Yeah,
to
exactly. It's got to be. Yeah, it's like, dude, this is too fire, right?
So we'll see. But yeah, that comes out Valentine's Day, I want to say. So
yeah.
It is Valentine's Day, but don't forget Invincible gets released this month too.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
So, yeah. Okay. Hopefully they don't do that one episode stuff again. Like, give it to me all at once. Dump it all.
They won't. They won't.
Nah, man, they won't do that.
I wish.
That's old school Netflix, right? Here's an entire season. Go binge it. Then everybody just talks about it on Reddit, right? What did you guys think about the entire show versus the suspense of weekly releases?
Right. Everybody just gets a sub for 1 month.
Yeah. Exactly. It doesn't make any sense they need that money. Amazon needs that money, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm excited then. Yeah, because I've been waiting for this for like what, a year and a half, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like forever.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a year and a half though. It was just last year. Was it February? It might have been February last year too.
Okay.
Remember they had the mid-season break, and they took that time, but like it hasn't even been quite a year, but it just seems like it because they're like, I want more of this.
Right. That's a sign of a good show, though, right? So, but yeah, that's pretty much wraps it up for me. So definitely going to play some more games and definitely get some more work done. So, but we save all the work stuff for the other episodes. But definitely continue to hit us up throughout the week. Again, Monday, Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion, Thursdays Ask a CISSP, Fridays everything else, movies, books, games, all that good stuff. Just like we did today. Hit us up by all the websites to go by our name: The Other Side of the Firewall, The Other Side of the FW, Ask a CISSP, and River.io. There it is. And then you can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. You can find me pretty much on all the socials, but LinkedIn is where I'm most responsive. And where can they find you, Chris?
You can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Chris Abacon, last name spelled Abacon.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.